What's up, guys? It's Return to Tennis. I'm Aaron. Thanks for returning. What do we got today? Well, we got some prints on the docket for today. The weather's finally evened out. It's been kind of rainy, but you know, spring. But it's nice today. We're gonna take advantage of it while we can. So it's not a big secret, I'm not a big fan of Prince rackets. I've hit several Prince rackets. I hit versions of the Tour. Didn't like it, felt hollow, tinny. I hit the Vortex. It had a 14x18 string pattern on a 100 square inch racket. Felt extremely hollow and tinny, even more so than usual. I think that had to do with the string pattern. I hit a Diablo. Everyone said the Diablo was such a great racket. I wasn't impressed. Again, tinny, hollow. Now, I did like how the ripstick, the new ripstick, that felt good. It felt like a solid frame. My issues with the ripstick was a 100 square inch head, a little bigger than I like. Really maneuverable though. Moved really fast through the air, had lots of power, hit really great spin. That larger head size though for me was unstable on my backhand. I'm a one-handed backhand. It felt unstable, felt a little unstable at the net for me, but it did have a lot of power, more power than I wanted actually, but felt solid. It felt like a solid racket. Another racket that I really enjoyed, it was my #1 racket my first year back, was the Twist Power X100 Tour. Frame was a little lighter than I would like it to be. That's not a big deal, we can always add lead. But again, it felt somewhat hollow, somewhat tinny. It's played really well. I mean, excellent control, really great spin, decent pace. But again, 100 square inches, a little unstable on my backhand, a little unstable at the net. For me anyway, but it was a really solid racket. I did enjoy it. But anytime that I said something negative about Prince rackets, the Prince supporters would come out of the woodwork. And a comment that I got several times was, you know, well, you've never hit a Phantom, which was true. I'd never hit a Phantom. So a little while back, very much earlier this year, I was, you know, browsing what was available in the marketplace on Facebook, and I found a Phantom 93P, right? 93 square inches, leather grip, a bit heavier than what I'd like. It's sitting right now strung with the dampener in it. It's sitting at 342 grams. Extremely headlight, but 18x20 string pattern, a little beat up, but not in bad shape. I got it for like $60. I was like, you know what? For 60, I'll take a shot on it. And then I found on sale in Europe a 93P, brand new, in a 14x18, which is that really odd string pattern. So we're going to get out today. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I've been doing. I've had these rackets for like more than 3 months at this point. I've had them since probably late January. But we're going to get out. I'm going to swing them around a little bit, kind of tell you what's been going on with them, how I feel about them. And you're going to be surprised. This is probably my favorite Prince racket at this point. So let's get out there while the sun is out. All right, guys, here we go. We're going to start off with the Phantom 93P 18x20. I was really impressed with this racket. It's now May, so we've been 5 months into the season. And I've actually played about 3 months worth of my matches with this racket. I find it to be very stable, especially on the backhand side. Stable at the net. It hits great flat shots, which I have a flatter swing. I have more of an Eastern grip on my forehand, so I hit flatter balls. But backhands, I felt very confident in my placement and precision with them. I felt I could drive them deeper into the back court without a fear of overhitting, because it is a very controlled racket. Now, but slice, on the other hand, it's a little hit or miss. Sometimes I'd get them, sometimes I'd be short, I'd float them. Every once in a while I'd get one just right. It's not great for that. We'll talk about that a little bit more here when we start to transition over to the forehand side. But just an overall really nice feeling racket. It feels very solid. It has kind of that older mid-late 90s racket kind of feel. It is a bit heavy. It has a 16.5 millimeter beam at the throat that tapers to a 20.5 millimeter beam at the top. And it has the ATS technology, the anti-torsion system, sitting at 10 and 2 at the top of the hoop, which I think really helps it out when it comes to hitting serves, because that was my biggest concern with it being such a small head size. A lot of times when I play rackets that small, I lose out on serve. Ground strokes seem okay, but I lose power on serve, and that was not the case with this. This racket could hammer flat serves, and I believe it's because of that extra torsion system, the anti-torsion system at the 10 and 2 points is what allows it to do that. It's graphite Twaron and Textreme, which was nice. Very nice feeling. Very low flex. Somewhere around 56, 57, I think, strung. So it's very comfortable. But it does have a lot of mass. It is a little heavy. Stock form with strings, it's sitting around, mine is sitting at about 342. I think that's a little under spec. I think it's supposed to be actually 346. So it is a little heavy. Oof, trying to get things dialed in. About 2 weeks ago, I pulled my right shoulder in a USTA League team match, 3.5 league team for the club. My first time playing for them, and I torqued my shoulder really badly. I hadn't hit very much the last 2 weeks for that reason, so I was kind of feeling maybe today would be okay. It wasn't. About 10 balls in, I could feel my arm starting to ache, but I wanted to get this filming done while it was nice. There we go. We're getting a bit of a rhythm with it once we get it dialed in, but it's just an all-around really comfortable, controlled racket with that can generate really nice pace. Just a little heavier than I'd like it to be. Some of the things that I love about it, being that I have a flatter swing style, I have an Eastern forehand grip, is how flat it hits. It's really easy to hit flatter shots, flatter serves, everything with this. Hitting flat is really comfortable. So what are the cons? Well, the cons happen to be in line with the pros. It's hard to generate spin with it. So if I wanted to hit a top spin shot, especially like a top spin lob deep into the back court, it's difficult. But it's not that you can't hit top spin with this racket. Of course you can. You can hit top spin with any racket. The difference is this 18 by 20 string pattern on this 93 square inch head does not offer you any assistance on hitting top spin. And that holds true when it comes to when you're trying to hit spins on your serves. Slice serves, I could hit them, but they didn't really have much on them in terms of spin. Kick serves were the same, just really not very much on the spin side of things. The drawback with the 18 by 20 is also the small head size, small sweet spot. Now this is the 14 by 18. Now the whole purpose, the whole idea behind the 14 by 18 is easier spin. It's a very wide open string pattern. It does spin the ball up much better. The launch angle over the net is relatively higher, noticeably higher, but you can still hit the flatter balls with this if you want to. I find topspin and slice both much easier with the 14 by 18. Oh, here we go. Well, wait, nope. It's getting ready to jam up on me, I can tell. Anyway, that wide open 14 by 18 string pattern does allow for a lot more string movement, and it made it a lot easier to generate some spin. So even on my flatter shots, I was having a bit more net clearance than with the 18 by 20. Same thing though, small head size, 93, small sweet spot. But overall, it is fun to hit, but does take getting used to. The 14 by 18 string pattern, the first maybe 2 or 3 times I hit it felt weird. It just felt really off and strange. The more I hit with it, the more accustomed I became, the more I actually started to like it. But starting out was not a comfortable experience. It just felt a little off, that string pattern. It also had that very hollow, tinny feel that a lot of the Prince rackets I've hit in the past have. I think that has something to do with the open string pattern, because I put a rather large dampener on the strings, and that sense of hollowness went away. Now, it is a little lighter than the 18 by 20. It's supposed to come in stock weight at 346, or I'm sorry, at 340. The 18 by 20 is 346. There it goes, machine jammed. So the 18 by 20 is supposed to be stock 346 strung. The 14 by 18 is supposed to come in stock weight at 340. This one came in a little low as well. It's a couple grams under. It's about 338 strung. They both have leather grips, which is nice. Nice little touch. The big thing for me with both of them is how they feel dense. They feel solid. They have mass. They can really come through the ball. But again, that small head size and that small sweet spot really kind of requires you to put a lot of focus on connecting clean, which sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. That's one thing I do like about smaller head sizes, is I've noticed my ability to focus on the ball is higher because I have to really watch the ball. I have no choice with that small head size. There we go. You can see the launch angle by comparison here is quite a bit higher with the 14 by 18. The string pattern does definitely help on generating spin, both on topspin and slice. But as I said, you can still hit those flatter shots with this racket. It still will allow you to do that. If you want to flatten the ball out, it wasn't difficult for me to do. Overall, I'm really impressed with these rackets. These are easily my favorite Prince rackets that I've ever hit. They just seem to play so clean and so solid compared to most of the Prince frames I have tried. If you like an older school kind of feel in your rackets, if you like that kind of 80s, 90s, maybe even early 2000 kind of racket feel, this would be worth picking up and giving a try, because that's the kind of feel I like in my frames, and that's definitely what I'm getting from this. Gonna wrap things up here soon, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Watch me shank a bunch of these balls. Oh, my shoulder's on fire right here at this point. But I'll be gone for a little bit. I'll be out of town. I'm going to Japan. I will be traveling and seeing the sights and eating some wonderful food, and I will be racket hunting. Hunting some older frames at the thrift stores, as well as trying to pick up a couple of rackets that are Japan exclusive release. There is a new Prince Twist Power 98 that I'm interested in. I'm hoping to maybe come across a Yonex Regna 98 as well. Not sure yet. I've thought about picking up an Ultra 95 Tour. I may pick one up if I can find one used. I don't think I want to pay full price for a new one, although that version 4 paint job on it looks much better than the old ones. But until next time, guys, if the weather's holding off where you guys are at, if the rain is stopped and the sun is out, get off the couch, get on the courts, and enjoy the weather while you can. We'll see you again soon.